Hi everyone, Mrs. Novello here in the Expressive Arts Room, and today I'm going to demonstrate how to add a repoussé metal plate to your concentric grid op art. So we've already created our optical illusion. They look fantastic. This is a great assignment to kick off the year because it's just reviewing basic elements of art like line, shape, and now we're going to add the element of form and texture using a metal repoussé plate. So the materials that you need are a piece of heavy gauge aluminum, some tracing paper, tape, pencil, and a stylus. Alright, so let's get started. The very first thing you're going to need to do with your tracing paper is find a place within your op art that you would like to add the element of metalwork. So I'm arranging my tracing paper here, and once you have found a spot that you want to replicate, you're going to tape it in place, and then you'll simply use a pencil to trace the line design onto your tracing paper. And if you can see, I've already done that. And it's even helpful to identify the positive and negative space with pluses and minuses onto your tracing paper so that when you're using repoussé and chasing techniques, you know what areas to convex and which areas to concave. So once you're finished with that, you will get a piece of metal and you'll tape your traced line design onto the piece of aluminum. And I like to use a pencil, but beneath your work you want something to absorb the cushion, or absorb the pressure, either newspaper or foam will work, and I have like a really foam cushiony pad beneath my work. So then you're going to take your pencil and you're simply going to trace the line design from your tracing paper, and when you do that, it indents the aluminum below. So once you've got that indentation, you can go ahead and remove your pattern. And I'm going to refer to it side by side. So again, I can decide what areas I'm going to convex and what areas I'm going to concave. So the art of repoussé literally means to push up. The art of pushing down is called chasing. We're going to use both of those techniques. And for this low relief sculpture, we are going to reinforce the elements of line, shape, and form. You can add texture too, but I think I'm going to keep this pretty simple for the demonstration. So now what I want to do is I push up and push down. So the negative spaces on my tracing paper, I'm going to push down or chase and create a concave effect. So to do that, I'll take my stylus, and I'm working from the top, and I'm going to go back over the areas that need to be pushed down. And then I'm going to take the bottom of my stylus and press down in those areas. Now remember, the cushion is beneath, so the more I push, the more it absorbs that pressure. And when I flip over my aluminum, you can see that that area has popped up. When I push down from the front, what I want to do to reinforce that is to flip it over on the other side, take the point of my stylus, and outline the section that I just pushed down. And when I do that, that section is really convexed, or it's really concave. Alright, so now I know that that is my negative space. This is going to be positive space. I'm going to go ahead and outline this, make that indentation really bold, and contrast, create that contrast, and then my next section will be negative space. So I'm going to put my cushion beneath. I'm going to outline that section, pressing really hard so that outline is clearly defined, and then I'm going to take the flat end of my stylus and simply push down in that entire section. Now you can tell that when I'm pushing down, it is slowly adding a little bit of texture. If I wanted to really texturize this, I could use the tip of my stylus, and you could see that those lines are really giving it some texture. But I want this to be smooth and, for the sake of demonstration, fast, so I'm going to use the flat end of my stylus. And I'm not going to push down this entire section just for the sake of time. So I'm going to stop here. I'm pushing down. really chasing this area to create the element of concave, removing my foam, flipping it upside down, taking the point of my stylus and outlining that section, pressing down so that it really pops up. And I'm going to go back over this original area. There. So on the back side, you can see this section is coming up because it's the reverse, and this section is coming up. On this side, it's pushed down and it's pushed down. So what you're going to do is you're going to continue to push down the negative space. You're going to make that area concave by using chasing methods, constantly flipping over your aluminum to reinforce the spaces that you just pushed down by outlining with the point of your stylus. And when you're finished with your entire piece, we will go ahead and attach it to your op art so that you create a really dynamic piece of optical illusion mixed media with the aluminum repoussé plate.